Read aloud is one literacy strategy that can be used with students to help make meaning of the text that they are reading. By creating understanding through the modeling and practice of reading out loud, we can increase comprehension of complex text. Read-alouds are a great opportunity to take a big idea or concept and package it up in a small little focused lesson. Read-alouds can support the teaching of any content in any curricular discipline. Read-alouds provide a focus and a highlight of the skills or strategies your students need to learn. Where to start? Start with your learning target. Is it that students can create an argument, understand text features, expand their vocabulary, determine the main idea? If the learning target is clear, the next step is easy. Match a shorter text or a different text to the same learning target that you're working on. For example, a theme of the Hunger Games is civil disobedience. To practice read aloud with studying the Hunger Games, the teacher would choose an excerpt from the text itself, or perhaps a poem that also illustrates the theme of civil disobedience. One of the first things to do during a read aloud is to highlight words that are important to the understanding of the text. This provides a chance for students to build that academic vocabulary, which is different and more sophisticated than conversational vocabulary. During the read aloud, the teacher will want to make sure to connect the reading to events in the world, personal experiences, or other reading or other media. During the read aloud, another way to ramp up comprehension is to model a specific reading strategy that the teacher is using to create understanding. For example, as the teacher is reading, the teacher can stop and say, "This makes me realize that," which is called metacognition or thinking about thinking. Or the teacher could say, "I didn't really understand that. I'm going to go back and reread." Or the teacher could say, "The text didn't explicitly say that, but I can infer that from this or that or the other thing." The read aloud can also be a place to ask guiding questions that can take the text to higher level thinking, or ask questions that promote critical thinking. The read aloud is a time for creating space for conversation. Read aloud is a time for processing, not necessarily generating a product. We also know that the social curriculum is as important as the academic curriculum. The read aloud is a time for social processing. One tech tool that can support a read aloud is a Google Doc that can be annotated with Notability. If the teacher were interested to see what written product the students can produce to assess how they've processed the oral language, the teacher can have the students annotate this sample document either after the read aloud or during the read aloud. If teachers are interested in having the students create a read aloud project, students could use Explain Everything. Students could create a project that typed up text, a quote or a poem, highlighted the vocabulary words, and recorded the student's fluent reading. The student could make any kind of connection, be it by a visual representation, to their learning. Thanks for thinking about how a read aloud can enhance literacy practices in your classroom across all content areas.